First of all, was it love at first sight?
Not exactly.
More than a decade ago, reality shows were considered as the golden ticket to mainstream success. The winner was often already treated as celebrity before even releasing anything, and record companies loved that guarantee of a successful debut album. In 2007, that lucky singer was the youngest ever American Idol, Jordin Sparks. She was a young, talented and powerhouse performer with a loyal fan base, who were called Spark Plugs. By the way, everyone expected nothing but smashing hits from her, but then what happened in her personal life that it overshadowed her professional one? Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. Have you ever wondered what happened to the youngest winner of American Idol? Fret not, today we'll discuss Jordin Sparks' career and her impromptu Hawaii wedding. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss any updates. American Idol and first album. Nearly 30 million viewers tuned in to see Sparks' big win in 2007. She once said she felt like the most recognizable person on earth for those 24 hours. Although this was the greatest singing competition, Jordin wasn't new to winning talent shows. Before this, she'd won an award for Best Young Artist of the Year in Arizona for 3 years consecutively. She was a solid contestant from the beginning. Randy Jackson even predicted early on in the show that she'll be the one to win the trophy this year. While many people may be oblivious to the fact that when the show ends, the real competition begins. Jordin also felt the pressure instantly, and nobody had prepared her for what was coming next. She talked in an interview about the whole experience from her point of view. A lot happened really quickly. For a little bit, I had bad anxiety and panic attacks and pressure and stress. I mean, I went from being with my mum and family every single day to only seeing them every couple of months. That's a lot for a kid to take on. After a well-deserved win, she signed a deal with Jive Records. She released a self-titled album and her first single, Tattoo, peaked at number 7 on the Billboard chart. The album was also successful with 2 platinum-selling songs and it sold millions of copies. No Air, her duet with Chris Brown from the same album, peaked at number 3 and even garnered her a Grammy nomination. This was a great start to a promising career, but sadly the success of this album is as far as Jordin went in her career. She released her second album, Battlefield, in 2009, but it didn't break any records. 2 singles from the album made it to charts, but they paled in comparison to the performance of her previous songs. After her second album, some issues were going on within her record company, which eventually resulted in them separating. An artist's initial years are most important, and an active management team knows how to capitalize on that early hype, but due to an incompetent team, Jordin's career couldn't reach the heights which everyone initially expected. Jordin Sparks and Jason Derulo's messy relationship. While in 2011 nothing much was going on for Jordin in terms of her music, she was still staying in the limelight due to her romance with a then fresh R&B artist Jason Derulo. Once they were known as Hollywood's it couple. Their chemistry was visible whenever they were clicked together, and they used to mention each other lovingly in every interview. Their actions spoke louder than words when Jason released a song called Marry Me, whose concept was based on them, and Jordin was then spotted without her promise ring. The same ring which she believed is a great thing to wear as no one wants to be a slut. Later she showed regret for her word choice and realized it didn't come out right. With such huge gestures, everyone was expecting them to get married or at least be engaged soon, but then their fans were left shocked when they announced their breakup. Earlier, people couldn't believe how a perfect couple like them can split, as there was nothing that could hint at that. But then after the split, both shared their own version. Jordin's came first. She told on Breakfast Club how Jason had gifted her a BMW 7, which she was thinking about returning after the breakup when the company called her and told her it was on the lease. She felt they couldn't have called at a better time and realized Jason had lied to her. Even about the breakup, she told there was not a final discussion, he just never called her after an argument which she thought got resolved. She narrated the whole incident. We had an argument. I apologized. I asked him if we were good and he's like, we're good. So then I leave and he just doesn't call. But he helped me with my bag to the car and he kissed me. He told me he loved me and then didn't call. Soon after their goodbye, Jason stopped responding to her calls, which left her completely heartbroken. She thought he was the man she was going to marry, but that didn't happen. Later, Jason denied the lying allegations about BMW by showing a receipt on his Instagram and captioned it with, "Women lie, receipt don't." Then on a show, he acknowledged their breakup publicly by saying there was too much pressure to get married and he just wasn't ready for it. A whirlwind romance with Dana Isaiah. After Jordin's breakup with Jason, she decided to wear her promise ring again and told the press how she's now channeling all of her energy into her art. She wasn't looking for love, but destiny had other plans. She met her now husband Dana virtually when both both of their mothers added them into a chat group. Dana was about to move to Los Angeles at the time, but his mother wasn't keen on this. She asked Jordin's mother to ask her daughter to talk Dana out of it, as she was already living there and had seen the music industry closely. Well, she didn't talk him out of it, but they started to spend more and more time together when he moved. They were trying to keep their relationship low profile. Then on a trip to Hawaii, the couple impulsively decided to get married on the beach. The decision was so sudden that they got married while Jordin was wearing a swimsuit with a flamingo balloon wrapped around her. Jordin told in an interview what made her take this decision. "A couple of days after we had actually met, I was like in my head, that's going to be my husband. That's my husband right there. When I'm with him, I feel comfort and safety and calm and peace. And those aren't things that I normally felt, so it was a little wake-up call for me." After 4 months of being married, Jordin announced her pregnancy. She felt conceiving early was the best decision, as it created a strong bond between her and her husband. They made a documentary on Lifetime about her whole pregnancy journey. Jordin felt weird about the hospital, so she decided to give birth at the birthing center. She also wanted the complete experience and didn't take any drugs to help the pain. Isaiah, like every supportive partner, had her back and made sure she felt as comfortable as possible. On 2 May 2018, she gave birth to their son, Dana Isaiah Thomas Jr. While from the outside they were looking so perfectly content, there was one person who wasn't happy with the union at all. It was Jordin Sparks' mother. She thought they decided in so much haste, and she also felt Dana had isolated her daughter from the rest of the family. In their Lifetime documentary, Dana shared how he never felt really welcomed by Jordin's family, so he didn't try to be more involved, as he felt it was the better option to stay far from them. While they may have had a rocky start, but now they share a great equation, which can be seen from the family photos they post. After Jordin's stepfather passed away, her mother also found solace with her family, and Dana made sure she feels like part of the family. In 2020, the rumors were going strong about their split when Dana posted a cryptic tweet that read, "You can't force someone to stay married to you, especially after you made them look like a fool publicly twice. God ain't in that. After this tweet, everyone was worried for the lovely couple, but then Dana cleared the air by saying no one would even know if something was going on between them. This seemed to calm the rumors down, as everyone thought this is his way of saying, don't sweat it, we're fine. What's next for Jordin? Today, Jordin is a proud mummy of a toddler and stays out of the limelight. She's done everything when it comes to media, won a reality show, released a successful album, acted in movies, and even did Broadway. Now she doesn't feel as competitive as she did before. In fact, she feels more control of what kind of music she'll put out. Now she wants to create tracks that will resonate with her fans and doesn't want to be defined by a specific genre. She looks at her journey with nothing but pride and still wants to be able to entertain people, as singing will always remain her one true passion. She described this reason for it: "The greatest thing is I get to sing for my job. I get to do what I love every day. I have people who tell me a certain song of mine was their wedding song or got them through a hard time. I had one girl tell me her music kept her from committing suicide. It's extremely heavy and overwhelming, but it's such an integral part of our everyday lives, and I'm a part of it in really the best way." In 2007, people fell in love with her voice and personality, and since so many years have passed, both of these things still remain the same. She still has a grounded personality with killer vocals, and if she ever decides to make a comeback, we're sure it'll be a treat for her fans. Until then, we're happily revisiting her old performances. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get the notifications. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel that explores more topics like this.